King Muzukai rips his wrist from Shoto's hand, storming off for the second time that night. Your fiancé finally turns to hug you. You crumble into his arms. Thank you, you whisper to him, feeling safer than you ever have been in the presence of so many people. Takashi and Hiro grin at each other. You pull away from Shoto, missing his warmth entirely, and smile at him. He returns the gesture, blushing. You realize why, and you are suddenly embarrassed because you're still wearing the revealing dress covered in bean stains. You sense Takashi tense up behind you, and when you look at him, his face is twisted in pain. Hiro looks at him quizzically. Takashi? He asks. Are you okay? He pulls his hand on his heart. I feel like... He tilts his head, then starts walking to the exit to the hall. It's like he's in a trance. Takashi? Someone's there, he whispers, just loud enough so you can hear. I feel like someone that needs me. And with that, he leaves, rushing off to save someone unseen. That was weird, Hiro mutters to you. He's been a little different ever since Shoto starts, and you're sort of surprised he's paid attention to your so-called guard. He's under the influence of a quirk, you explain to your brother, who you can sense is already missing his newfound friend. A mind-controlling quirk? Really mysterious stuff. Ah, Hiro nods. That makes sense. It's not just you, Hiro and Shoto, and you shift on your feet, unsure what to say. Should you talk about your father's outburst, or should you change the subject entirely? Thankfully, Shoto changes it for you. Do you guys smell something? You sniff the air, and it's tinted with a slight burning smell, as if someone forgot to take the cake out of the oven. Now that you mention it, Hiro sniffs. Yeah, like smoke. You then glance at Shoto. Where's the king? He points across the room where the Flame King is speaking with the Ida family. The Yaoyorozus listen in. Did we miss something? You questioned. You all flock over to the conversation, their voices immediately piercing your ears. Very unscare. We would double the amount of guards stationed there as well. I'll even allow you to take 5 guards instead of 4, so please, be at ease. King Todoroki sighs, clearly uncomfortable. The Idas nod to each other, I suppose. King Ida hums. You are right. Maybe we are just stressed? You tilt your head. Are they concerned about the security of the palace? From what Ida said to you earlier, you're not surprised. But do they really think there's going to be another break? Although, this would be the perfect time to take down the castle. A bunch of royals gathered in one spot? Perfect. You shiver. You suddenly have a feeling something very bad is about to happen. Everyone! A guard bursts down the door, his face covered in sweat. Everyone out now! The traitors have breached the palace! The rooms erupt in chatter and gasp, and all the guards are hustling to the royals out of the room. How can we trust you? You see someone ask the female guard who cradled the ruckus. I saw them! She huffs. Everyone needs to get out! Hiro grabs your arm, and Shoto's eyes flicker around the room, and they lay on your father's. You think you still see him out of the sigh of relief. People rush out of the room, and the halls are crowded, and you can smell something in the air again. It's getting stronger. Hiro suddenly stops in the mass of people. What about Takashi and King Muzukai? His eyes are locked into yours, and you can tell he wants to run and find them. You nod as he runs off, to be the hero he's always been to you. You clutch Shoto's hand, suddenly regretting letting your brother run off to who knows where. Because ahead, blue flames engulf the hall, and smoke pierces your lungs. And you really feel lightheaded. And wow, is that Itoka running over there? You shake your head, tightening your hold on Shoto's hand. He looks you in the eyes. It feels like your head is cleared. And you have only one goal set in your mind. Get out alive. with your fiancé by your side. Run! You shout as the blue flames grow, enveloping the castle walls and burning the wallpaper almost immediately. Pictures of kings and queens fall off the wall, and light joins them in the shattering pieces of the ground. Glass, blood, paper, torn pieces of clothes and shoes that have been long abandoned. Thickers littered the floor. Screams filled the air, and you can feel you're in the Masu all over again. You clench your fiancé's hand, not wanting to remember. Guards bustle around you, shouting at others and heading deeper into the castle to save more lives. Your heart beats out of your chest. What if they don't make it? You watch as a group of 5 guards in special blue uniforms use their quirks to extinguish the fire. Water sprays the blue flames, and they're gone in an instant. You almost cry out of relief. Of course the Kingdom of Flames would have a special unit dedicated to putting out fires. The whole royal family has fire quirks, for goodness sake. Shoto stops, and people run around him, but you stay. I have to help them, he says, watching the blue uniformed guards put out the fire. You don't want him to help. You want him to be safe. You want to be selfish for once and not lose anything else in your life. But he can help. He could save lives with his eyes. Like somebody stabbed you, but you nod, letting your fiancé and the future king risk their lives for the others. If you don't come back safe, I'll kill you. You choke. You won't have to. I promise. He smiles. He then runs off with the guards to save lives and risk his own. The future king and your fiancé. Heroes. Shoto and Hiro both are. But you are not that selfish. You can't help in this situation like this. So you run, holding on to Shoto's promise like it's the last thing you have. Guards and staff frantically aid the wounded outside of the castle, setting up tents as people go put out the fire. Your stomach is churning and your head feels like hell, but according to the nurses, you're okay. Others, unfortunately, weren't so lucky. There's a girl with a twisted arm that seemed unrelated to the fire, but since she had trouble getting out, her lungs were damaged, many having burn scars. No one knows where the fire started, but you know exactly who did it. The scarred man, the same one from Mazio. You threw up. The nurses feed you, and, well, you throw that up too. You try not to think of who's inside the castle right now. Hiro, Takashi, Shoto, tons of strangers you don't know. Shoto could be dead already. Hiro could be dead already. Takashi could be dead right now, and you won't even know. You resist the urge to throw up again, instead turning your attention to people around you. You have to help. You go up to Commander Aizawa, who thankfully made it out safe, who's directing the crowd. Worried lies creases his forehead, and his eyes are dark and swollen. He runs a hand through his hair. I want to help, you croak, suddenly feeling nervous. You, a mere princess, trying to help whilst the most powerful guards and commander are trying their best to put out the fire and save everyone. Commander Aizawa looks up, and to your surprise, he seems revealed to see you. Good, he says. You're safe. Where's the prince? You look at the castle, giving him the answer without having to speak. He lifts his eyebrow. He's helping put out the fire with his eyes? You explain. I'm sure he'll be fine as long as he's with the others. Oh, on that barge, you mean? The commander says. Thankfully, we have them for the time like these. A collection of guards with water quirks and anything that can help put out a fire. You're embarrassed because he felt like he needed to explain. That means it was clear you didn't know there was a specialized unit for fires. Hopefully he didn't see you puke earlier too. There's actually something you can do, Aizawa says, dismissing your worries. He turns his head to schedule place, where a man stands alone. It takes you a second to realize it's the king. Could you talk to him? You nod, heading over to the lone monarch. His eyes are the same color as always. They're hold with heavy sorrow inside them, like he's holding the weight of the world and the dead inside of it. In a way, he kinda is. You look around at the tents bordering the injured. Maids and guards and cooks are doing head counts, crying when they realize who's still inside. You remember Mazua. Before you passed out, the people wandering with no sense of purpose after the fire died. It's the same here. Young maids who don't know how to help, guards who look burnt, sitting on the ground and watching the palace burn. And then there's you and the king. You can only imagine how he feels. You sit, and he sits with you, and you watch it burn, the closest thing you had to home. the place you had your first kiss, the place where you thought you would rule alongside Shoto someday. You watched it burn. Your brother, your best friend, your fiance, and who else is inside. In order to raise from ashes, you must first burn. Hey guys, I'm going to do this really quickly, but this will be my last episode for the week. I will not be posting until Monday because I have to do things. I have to hang out with a friend, and I also have this super important thing that is on Friday, so yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and sad, I know it's getting sad, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I love you all so much. Bye! Mwah!